Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Let's Play series. I'm here with a game called Stardrive. Stardrive is a real-time strategy 4X game. Those 4Xs being expand, explore, exploit, and exterminate. Stardrive is similar to Distant Worlds universe, but different in its own kind of way. I'll be playing with one particular mod for this playthrough, that mod being the Blackbox Mod. So just a little bit behind the game, I won't waste too much time, but basically a lot of people felt that the game was abandoned by its developer a long time ago when the developer ran off to do Stardrive 2. And the game was fairly buggy when it was finally released. So the community over on the forums got together and they created a mod called the Blackbox Mod. And the Blackbox Mod does one simple thing, and that is fix all of the bugs and little things that made the game just shy from being a really outstanding game. A lot of people actually really liked this game and saw a bright future for it. So it was very understandable when people felt like they got an uncompleted product, and of course the community backlashed, and now a lot of people don't like the game and it lives somewhat in infamy, but it doesn't have to be that way. The Blackbox Mod really does fix a lot of things, and I'm excited to try it. But enough about that. I don't really want to talk about terrible things. I just want to get into the game and have a good time. So let's start a new game here. Now, I'll have you forewarned, I've only played about 30 minutes of the game and I'm not very good at it. So, I mean, I'm okay at it, but I'm not very good at it wasn't the correct way to word that. I don't have a high skill set yet. But I am somewhat learning. So I went through and we've got our different races here. We've got we'll start at the top here. So the Cordrazine, the Dreylox, the humans, the Kolrathi, the Opteris, the Polops, the Raleigh, and the Volfar. So I wasn't really sure what race I wanted to pick, and I went through and looked through them all, and then I saw the Kolrathis, and I saw that they were samurai bears, and that pretty much locked in the Kolrathis for me. So that's who we're going to be playing for this playthrough, is the Kolrathis, which are samurai bears, which is absolutely awesome. We're going to go for the Rising Sun as our logo, and let's go for kind of like a deep red there. So what do we got here in front of us? So what's in front of us is basically a point system. So it's actually very similar to some roguelites you may have seen before. And it basically just allows us to go through and select different traits based off of points. And so we've already got the traits all picked out for us. Each race starts with its own. Now I got to reset that. Each race starts out with its own traits in the game. And let's take a look at ours. So we've got Savage. Savage races gain a plus 30% bonus in ground combat due to ferocious temperament and various lethal physical characteristics. So we're bears with samurai swords. I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. Meticulous. Meticulous races honor the acterial professions, earning a 25% bonus to tax income for their attention to detail. Skilled engineers, so we've got natural engineering inclination, build sturdier ship components, resulting in a 20% overall increase to ship module hit points. We're militaristic, so we're prepped to meet alien threats. As a result, we begin the game with a military outpost, armor theory, and corvette hull technologies. So we start with a couple of different technologies. We start with a prototype flagship, so begin the game with an advanced prototype flagship equipped with technologies that otherwise would not be available at the game's start. And we're honest, which is a negative trait. So, honest races do not understand the concept of secrets and as such have a negative 10 penalty to all agent roles. Agents being spies, not a big deal. I'm not going to mess with that or anything. I'm just going to let that be what it is. I'm not going to use spies all that often because from what I heard, they're not really that great. Let's go into the settings up here. So galaxy size, we're going to go with medium. Solar systems will stick to normal. Opponents, I just like to reduce that down to 4. So 4 opponents plus us for a total of 5. For a medium galaxy, that's pretty good. 7 would be very crowded with anything more than 4 opponents. Or yeah, 7 would be too crowded for anything medium or less. Game mode, sandbox, which means we could basically win with any of the different victory conditions such as domination or diplomatic. Pacing, 100% is fine. Difficulty will stick with normal. I've only invested about 30 minutes into this game. I'm no professional, so normal is going to be enough of a challenge as it is. And we're all ready to go, so let's start the game. Definitely excited to get into this and do this here. There's a couple things we need to do as soon as we get in there. And the very first thing we need to do is pause the game. So we're going to pause the game here and take a look around. What do we have in front of us? So we've got a colony ship over here. We start with a little scout that's right there. We've also got our prototype flagship that we started with, which isn't bad at all. It's fairly powerful in the early game. It's going to provide some early game defense, which is definitely useful. We also got our home planet here and our space station on top of our home planet. Let's just zoom out real quick and take a look at our system. So here we are, the system of Rathi here, and it looks like we started with another planet in here, Bull, and it's not a bad looking planet. Let's actually, before I get ahead of myself here, let's actually take a look at our planet. So if we click on here, double click that, we get a general overview of our planet. So our starting planet is Tor. Class is Terran, population's 14 out of 14, and then we've got a fertility and a richness level. So the fertility is basically how well it grows food, and richness is how well it creates production. Then we've got our net income for taxes and such, which is up here in the top left corner. That's our money. And we've got our construction screen over here for constructing different ships, different buildings, different troops. I've already got a couple ships in here that I've gone on and built and then decided not to use, so I'm not too worried about that. We'll just leave them there. And a military outpost, which we should already have constructed, maybe, or not yet. We got a spaceport. We've got a capital city, so it looks like we might need to construct a military outpost, so we'll get that queued up and ready to go. And that'll allow the construction of troops. And then, yeah, down here is our food and our production. And as you can see, we're storing both of those on our planet right now. We can change them to import, change them to export. So that'll basically allow us to import food into this colony or export it out. We'll get more into all of that as we move on down the road. I'm going to go through and explain everything. You can set a governor to go through and adjust your sliders for you. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to adjust it all myself. Supposedly this isn't actually... Supposedly this actually isn't bad. Supposedly this works. You know what? I'll leave this core and we'll see how the governor does. So this will basically allow the AI to take control of this colony and kind of adjust these sliders here on their own. So I'm going to let that play out and see how that goes. Starting out now, we want to get some scouts out. So let's pump some scouts. We'll actually do the scouts and then the military outpost, because the most important thing right now to do in the game is to scout. So let's grab up our exploration ship we have right here, and we can actually do a couple of different things. So we could set him to scout ourselves, or we could just set up for all scout ships to go and scout in the AI screen here. And I actually want to go into here real quick. So if I click auto explore, we'll have our unarmed Fang scout, which is this here, auto explore for us. I'm not going to handle exploration on my own. I'm just going to let them auto explore. The reason for that is because it's very having them go out and explore and trying to micromanage all of them is extremely difficult in this game. So it's just best to set them to auto explore themselves, and they'll let you know when they find anything useful. And we'll go around and peek around the area too as well. Auto colonize I'm going to keep off. I want to make sure I'm colonizing the planets I want. Automatic freighters I'm going to turn on, because I want the freighters to move supplies between my planets without me having to micromanage all of that, because that's going to be a pain. So he's off right now. He's heading off to explore the first system, which looks like it's all the way over here. While he's doing that, we'll take a look at the galaxy. So it looks like we've started kind of in the middle, which is a little rough. Like I said, it's a very small galaxy, but it'll be good with 4 players. Be a nice nice game. Let's speed up here a little bit in the beginning. Alright, we've got a couple of our scouts getting pushed out, and they're going to head off and go check out those systems as they get built, which is very good. Alright, so this system's already been explored, and we've got a planet here, a Runchy 3. 0.4 food or fertility and a richness of 1.3. Not bad if we wanted to use it as a production planet. Not bad at all. Once this military outpost is constructed, I want to get some troops built just to help protect our planet. And then after that, we'll get 2 more scouts. We've got a couple of scouts just floating around here. Awaiting orders. You have orders. Your orders are to explore. Slow down here for a second. Let's see what... So this ship's going through and exploring all of this over here. It looks like he already did explore the system. Let's see what he found. 0.8. Oh, there's a 2.3 right there. That might be good too. A 2.3 and a 1. Yes, very good. Let's set that planet to colonize. That's going to be our second planet. Already a pretty good start. Kind of a low population, but other than that, it's got a really high fertility rate. Definitely will be good for food, and the production's not bad at all as well. So overall, not a bad planet to start with. I can always set up to colonize other planets in the long run, so it's not like it's too much of an issue. Now, there's different artifacts and such. Oh, one more thing. Holy crap, I almost forgot. That could have been terrible. Research. I wish you got an indication that you weren't researching anything, but you don't. So research, that would have been bad. So let's go through and let's get aeroponics right off the bat. That'll allow us to build this, which gives us a +1 flat bonus to food production. After that, let's go for interstellar governance, which is going to give us a tax boost. We'll go for, let's see, I think this gives us, yes, plus 20% for all ships, FTL drives. And then why don't we go for, I think, cryogenics. Doubles the amount of colonists carried by passenger ships within your empire. Yeah, and let's stick with that for now. There we go. That could have been bad had I completely forgot about that. How are these systems looking here? Not bad. We've got a 1.4, 1.5 here. And a couple other planets it looks like he's trying to explore. Colony ships on the move. 1.8, 1.2. Now I'm kind of thinking maybe I should hold off on colonizing this. Let's set our colony ship up just outside of it, while our scouts do a little bit more exploring, because I don't want to be 100% set up until I know. I've got a couple more scouts here. I want them to go auto-explore. No. Send them off over here. Nope, not refit. I want you to... Ah! What a mess. Orders. Go exploring. I have them set up for the AI to do this for me, but for some reason it's not working, so we'll just send them off manually to go explore. And while they're doing that, I've got troops being built. Let's get a couple fighters now thrown up, because we're probably going to need them soon. Which ones do I want to go with? The Vulcans or the Flak? Let's get 2, 3, 4 Flak. 1, 2, 3, 4 Vulcans. I think that'll be good. Alright, and those ships are going out and exploring, which is fantastic. How's this looking here? 0 and 1. And how are we doing up here? Not bad so far, but nothing that's insanely striking out at me yet. So still this 2.3 and 1 is looking like a good option. So you know what? Let's do that. Have him set up and ready to colonize that. We want to get a planet, a second planet colonized early off in the game, because it's going to give us a massive food boost. That reminds me, let me get some, let me actually cancel this fleet real quick that I'm trying to get built up, and let's get some freighters or some small. 4, 5, 6 freighters. And then we'll go with fighters. 2, 1, 2. There we go. Just like that. All right, we've got this second area populated. So we've colonized this planet with a 2.3 and a 1. Very good indeed. And we've come across our first race. So it looks like the United Federation is one of the races we'll be contesting with. Very well. I've already got an outpost on here. I'm thinking going for the spaceport, because that's going to allow ship construction plus 50. Yeah, spaceport's definitely the next step. So let's get a spaceport down. We've come into contact here with an alien race. These guys are basically like, I'm not entirely sure how to word it. They're like, I'm not sure how to really put it. They're just AIs that guard like planets that are usually really good planets. Really good planets worth picking up. And we've got to destroy them if we want to get to those planets, which is something we'll consider doing, since those planets will be pretty useful. Got a human ship here. Other than that, nothing. Oh, here we go. So we've got ourselves what looks to be an anomaly here in this system. We can see what planet it's on. It looks like it's this one over here. Now to get to that anomaly, we can actually click on here and see, I believe. Can we not? Yeah, the ground assault. So we've got what looks like an abandoned mine. So we can actually go down there and investigate that and see what it has to offer. And to do that, we're going to need troops. We've already built ourselves some troops, so let's just click right here on our colony. We'll go actually into Empire Tour, and we'll launch troops off into space. Click on here. As soon as they pop up, there they are. Let's grab up these troops here. We'll just take one of them, will be fine. And let's go off and investigate this anomaly. And then we want to keep watching to make sure we see other anomalies pop up. If we do, we definitely want to get on them as fast as possible. 1.8, 1.2, that's a pretty good planet. 2.8, that's a better planet with a 12 population. That other planet actually had a terrible population. There we go. So if you look right here, we've got our first transport moving out, and they're bringing colonists to our freshly started colony over there. So very good. How is things going on this planet? Getting these small transport outs. Once they're out, then we'll get this fleet built up. And once we get that fleet built up, maybe we'll think about contesting these two nice planets down here. How's this system look? Nothing. And we know this system has pretty good planets. Or decent planets. I guess they're not that great. There's better planets out there is all I'm saying. So maybe not worth it anytime soon. Look at those buckets of bolts you call spaceships. My captain's yacht could probably take out your flagship. Pathetic. Wow, thanks for just coming and disrespecting me, humans. I'll remember that. I will remember that when I'm walking all over you. Okay, here we go. Our next race. So we've got the Apteris here. They're basically almost like the equivalent of locusts. They're machines, and their goal is to pretty much just destroy everything. So they're probably going to be enemies with us, and they're right over here next to us, which is definitely not good. I imagine we're going to get into some confrontations with them very quickly. Here we go. So we've got another anomaly down here in that system. Let's grab up another troop carrier here and send them all the way down here to investigate this anomaly going on. Now, it wouldn't hurt to get a planet up dedicated to, or get a colony up dedicated to production, but I won't worry about that too much. So right there's the human system, and right over here is the Apteris, right? Apteris. The United Federation, Apteris. Okay, so our troops are here. We've also seemed to have some enemies over here. Wow, that's a really nice planet, though. 2.2 and a 1.1. Definitely would like to capture that. Let's land troops on this planet here. We're gonna definitely what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop our troops real quick and try to capture whatever, see whatever is going on here, and then we're gonna try to take right back off. Sometimes these have all sorts of stuff in them. They have relics. They could have enemy troops inside of them, robots, and stuff like that. I mean, it's hard to say, honestly. All right, it's infested. So as your troops approach the mine entrance, they see clearly that this machinery, while ancient, is still in excellent shape. Unfortunately, a nest of antaloins has made its home here, and your troops find themselves surrounded by foes very quickly. So we're surrounded by enemies. If we take them, though, we might be able to save them. Nope, it looks like they're going to die before we can deploy them. Well, maybe not. Yep, so they're dead. Sometimes you can save them, sometimes you can't. But, yep, so that anomaly was nothing really useful. Sad to say the least. We'll check this one out down here, though, and see what that is. Anything else? We've got an anomaly over there. Let's grab up another troop ship. And head on over to here. See what we've got. Try to pick up as many of these anomalies as I possibly can. Got another one down here. Where is it? Right there on that planet. Oh, there's two of them in here. Alright. Get me a second transport. Troop transport. I've got that one already. Where's another one? Head down there. And then let's actually go to Tor real quick. And I don't really have any troops on here. So let's build a couple more troops. And we'll actually use some of the production here to get those guys ready to go. I want to have a couple troops on here at least. There we go, just like that. Alright, and so we are out of time for this episode. I'm going to leave it off right here. So far, a pretty good start. We've got some fighters getting pumped out. Our freighters here are bringing colonists back and forth to our second colony. And we're picking up a couple of anomalies that we've discovered. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you're looking forward to this series and as excited as I am. And I will see you